So, Representative, you were concerned about the Department of Veterans Affairs budget and what was happening with the money from the ballot measure that you sponsored. What were your concerns?
Well, so the budget that we had in House Bill 5039 yesterday, um, essentially I see it as a cuts budget. I see it as a budget that it takes the lottery dollars that voters just said, here, please spend these on veterans, and uses it to supplant the general fund requirements for the Department of Veterans Affairs. And so by my math, I think we're $4.5 million short. There was some funny money calculations, I think, on the House floor. Well intended, but still funny money as far as I'm concerned, in that part of the allocation is going to be $2.5 million for bonded debt for veterans homes. Well, we've been bonding debt for veterans homes since I got here, so I don't really see that as sort of a new allocation, and certainly not in line with necessarily what voters thought we were going to use money for. And the other piece was $2.5 million allocated out of mental health dollars that came out of dollars we raised by the cigarette tax in the 2013 session that were supposed to be for mental health anyway. And so, managed by a state agency that I don't trust. I have a lack of faith that those dollars will not just be churned in a really giant sea of bureaucracy at the Oregon Health Authority. And so the other problem that it creates by saying, oh, we're going to tuck this money into different budgets and not in the ODVA budget, is it's not transparent to voters. I think that's a problem. And then the other piece that is of concern, and you heard it in the dialogue between Representative Wisnett and with Representative Nathanson, that the starting point for the 1921 biennium will be the $7.5 million and not the higher $13 million. They kept using 10, but if you look at the 15, 17 numbers, it's actually 13 million. So we're going to be starting at 7.5 instead of at 13. And so it will always be a cuts budget and not what voters intended. And, when we crafted the ballot measure summary statement, we specifically said, in addition to the current funding, here's this money for lottery. That's what voters are expecting from us. So, we can argue about whether we have enough revenue or not, but my argument would be that it's about the choices we make. And I've watched us vote for things like solar panel tax credits to heat your swimming pool, and things that are sort of really nonsensical at the end of the day. And we're going to see bills like that coming through, and pork projects and Christmas tree bills, and that's the type of spending that I think Oregonians it lights their hair on fire. It certainly does mine. And so I don't think the budget's where it needs to be.